and record this video. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. I think this should be coming through mono now. Go back to mono. And the audio should be coming through. Nice one. Oh, I'm going to make sure that's closed. Okay, right. Let's crack on with this. Make sure I'm recording this. Hold on. Yep, nice. So I'm going to make this available on Twitch after I'm done with this. Then I'm going to put a YouTube video together and like show the best bits. Because this is going to be a lot of like pissing about trying to get it sounding good. And I'm really not sure what I'm going to do here. It's just trial and error, I think. So yeah, let's try some things out. I've loaded up Manipulate here, but I think I'm going to go with something else. I think maybe a wormhole. I never have much luck with that, but let's give it a go. I'm going to just use one of these presets. Not doing much, is it? Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to load up one of these, bring this down. As I said, this might not work. This is just like a thing I wanted to try. If it doesn't work, it's no big deal. And go back to the electricity. So this is the Tornstrom electricity library. I'm just seeing what I can get from it, really. Very cool. I was going to add some bass to it, but I don't think it needs it. Let's try without the pitch shifter. I think that could be causing some problems. Okay. Now let's layer up some synthy stuff that I've already designed. So we'll go to synth elements here and we'll just find something suitable. Okay, that could work. I'm going to try in some automation there. Again, I might not keep this track. This is just to see what works and what doesn't. Well, if I make that child tune, it goes through the same effects. Nice, nice, yeah, that works. We're not going for something super designed because this is just going to be like a layer and in like a big stack of sounds. So yeah, we don't have to go too over the top. Now what's missing is some like high-end stuff. So let's see what we got. Nice. Here. No, that doesn't work. It's maybe a little bit too much bass in that, so I'm going to just do a wee bit of EQ. Nice. Bump up the highs a little bit. I like to do this make dynamic thing. So let's do that. Not too much. Maybe that transgressor is just a little bit too much. What does that do? Okay, let's press that button, see what happens. What else could we add to this, I wonder? Yep, that could work. Don't put you down too much. We want to get some movement on the go. I think that's not quite enough. So back to here. Let's see what else we can add. Nice. That one's not so good. We get this. No, it doesn't fit. I don't think there's anywhere where this is going to actually fit in nicely. Delete. Oh, that'll work. Stack this up here. Oh, some shit. Why does it sound shit? Let's see. It sounds shit because it's got loads of transients here. So all these transients are kind of fighting against these transients. So how do we fix that? Delete. I think we're going to have the same issue with this one. Too many transients going on. So shit, didn't I? And I'd like to get one of these. Let's see, like a kind of like an explosion. Oh no. Okay, so I need something basic. We need to leave that up. So let's try. We'll try not putting it through that chain. It's already pretty processed as it is. And pitch it down, bring the volume down. And then go to filter freak. One of these. Then, so we've got the explosion, we've got the electricity sound. Now we need something like this. It's not bad. I don't know, sounds a bit shit. Okay, so I'm going to revisit that later on, and we're going to look at this. And this is what I'm going to redesign today. So it's just a scene from Anthem. I'm going to like fade the video in because I don't want this jumpy thing here. I want it to. Actually, what I want to do? I think I want some like ambience at the start, him falling. Then we've got the boost sound, and then flying, and then these explosions are kind of cool. So we're going to cover that, and then he goes in the water. I might finish it like here. I might finish it here. I also might finish it when he comes out of the water. Here. That's kind of cool. But we'll see what I get done. I'm only going to be on for like 2 hours tonight or something, so we'll keep it kind of realistic. So the first thing we're going to do is a general ambience. I'm not going to spend too long on this. When I export the proper thing, I probably will. I'll probably spend a bit more time on it, but for now I'm just going to put a general ambience in there. So I'm going to go to what do we want? What does it look like? Kind of like a forest type thing. Okay, so we want this one, stereo. Oh Christ. See, this is the boring stuff, isn't it? In ambiences. Are they mono? Okay, maybe I'm going to use like the Quiet Planet stuff. Noisy places, can I just use that? I just want to use it literally anything. Oh, honestly. Right, I'm going to use this. I'm going to just, I don't care. I'm going to change the layers, so it doesn't matter. Christ. Okay. Right, we'll call this ambience. We're just going to jump in and do the fun stuff. I might just not even use an ambience. Just use some wind sounds. The Odyssey collection. PSA library, core complete. Collection. What do we want? The recordist? Yeah, there we go. No birds. There we go, jumped on. Ambience is complete. Push that down. What's that really good library called? Is it like Finland or something where they recorded it? Winds of somewhere, I'm not sure where it was. I got it here though. Okay, anyway, right, we're going to do the fun stuff. So he falls a little bit, then we've got the jetpack. And then we've got the boost thing. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too... I don't think it's going to be anything too difficult. We'll see what happens. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just group a bunch of tracks together. I'm going to put a limiter on this so I don't like destroy your speakers. I'll go waves, L1, just leave it like that, and we'll call this main. So we need some Winds of, that's the one. That's the one, I'm going to use that. I don't know how you say that word, but thank you for it. That is the one I was looking for. I used to have a shortcut to it. I don't know where it's went. Is it there and I'm just blind? Okay, so PSE database. That's the good shit. Maybe a bit much. Yeah, let's use a bit of that. Okay, that's fine. Put that there, delete that. Pitch it down, fade that in. So when all this the sexy stuff happens, we're gonna just duck this. So I don't care about it too much. I want to just kind of quiet. Okay. So we're gonna start with like the boost sound. So luckily, I have been working on myself recently, so I do have something kind of suitable for this already. I'm just gonna try and chop up. Fuck me. I'm gonna try and like chop it up a little bit. As you can see, the transients here, it doesn't really, it's just like a big sausage. Well, it does sound nice. So we're going to use a bit of that. And that's just a jet engine thing. Fairly standard, nothing too exciting there. We're going to put some EQ on it because we don't need all that bass. Take that out. We're going to add some transgressor too. Still doing the trial thing. Buying the license this week because it is a beast. Do this, do this. I'm going to cut the bottom. What's that? Okay, do that. Bring this down. Bring this up. Okay, kind of close. I kind of thought it was going to be a bit nicer sounding than that, but whatever. Okay, and that'll do for now. We're going to edit that further. This is just, think of this as more like a, kind of like a rough template type thing. Aloha. Oh, nice one. Thank you for joining, Mark. So don't worry about the sound itself now. We're just looking for something just like a placeholder thing. We're gonna change it all later. We just want to get the kind of general vibe. So maybe for this explosion here, we're gonna do a bit of that. Okay, so nothing too fancy. That's quite nice. So what I like to do is I've got obviously my own design sounds, my own design sounds that I've made for CIG. So I'm going to just cut them up a little bit, just use them here. This is going to be like the jetpack start thing. Bring that way down. And then we're going to layer this up with other sounds that I've made. And we'll go to the punch library. Kind of the same thing I done yesterday. So get a bit of this in here. Now it's a bit too high pitched at the moment. I don't know about this transient at the start. Could get rid of that and just also do a wee bit of this. Okay, so that's sounding pretty decent so far. So we've got loads of transient stuff going on. We need something a bit more noisy. So for that, we're going to use... I'm going to layer up this thing here. Bring this down a touch. A bit of this. Okay, and then we're going to go to maybe something like the whooshes or something. Fire this in here. So I don't need all of this, so I'm going to just do a little fade in. some of this just for the tail. Just add some movement. I don't like that punch there. I want something a bit filtered. That'll do the job. Push that down a touch. I always tend to push the samples down. I never leave them at wherever they're set at. So we got some overlapping sounds. Quite bassy. Very bassy. So it's just a case of like building up the explosion. You don't just want one explosion sample. I think that probably sounds kind of weird. This is a packet of crisps being opened. Just adding some kind of textures to the sound. Something sounds quite shit here. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's this thing. Want to become famous? Yes. Oh my god. Oh shit, we're not saving this. We only save it if it turns out decent. If it's shit, we remove it from existence. So these are metal hits that I've recorded myself, and it's just compressed to bits, and loads of transient shapers and stuff like that. But you can see what works, you know. Trial and error. What the fuck? Okay. Nope. One of these. Let's try reversing it. Reverse. Something tonal. I kind of like that, but it might not stay. We'll see what happens. This is kind of cool. So I can actually just tell you how I made this because it's super easy. This is like a debris, like a metal hit. I'll show you the actual sample it was originally. It was debris. It was something I made for the missiles. It was just like that. So it's just some debris hits. I think it's like an explosion sound layered up with obviously metal rattles and things like that. Then I've run it through Filter Freak. And you got that nice whoosh sound. I think it's a slow attack, slow release. So for these kind of designs, I think it's good to have a bit of noise. Just a touch. We don't need to have it coming in that soon because nothing happens here, so I'll delete that. Bring this like so. Fade it in. That'll do for now. Another thing I'd like to get in here is some like BP sounds. So I've got this stuff, I was showing it off yesterday. It's the complex mech library. It's basically just all these mechanical sounds I've put together and they just kind of sound not too bad. Not on their own they're not great, but as a layer they do work. something like that. And it's just the only processing I've done here, where it says processed, is just transient shaper, and then probably slammed it with a limiter. Right, so let's see what this does. Right. That's what we want. This. Now this sound here, this is a camera. Like one of these, I think. This one. Yeah, that bit at the start, you can kind of just hear it. So it's just that layered up with loads of mech sounds. In Collection Volume 1 cameras. If you pitch it down too much, it can sound really, really rough, so don't overdo it. But let's try, let's see what happens. Did you have much luck making electric? No, I did not. It sounds shit. It sounds so shit. Let me show you. Here's what we've ended up with. I tried to do like an explosion, not an explosion sound, but like a big zappy thing, and we ended up with this. That's obviously too loud. So we got this. And then for the looping sound, or not the looping sound, but the kind of longer sound, and that is this thing here, whatever that is, a synth that I made, and then a tonal thing. I'm not, I don't know, I'm admit defeat on this one. I'll try it again tomorrow. I mean, it's not bad. It's the Tone Strum libraries, which is good shit. But yeah, not today. What it needs is a bit of smushing. Tell us how you really feel. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you just don't make the sound you want. I've done some process, and I think it could be useful. Here's before, after. It's nice. It's pretty decent. But, you know, I wanted something a bit more over the top and cinematic. Yeah, you can't win them all. So we're giving up on that for now. Do you have Manipulator? I sure do. Manipulator, let's see. I don't use it that often. I've not got two screens, so I need to like flick back and forth between the chats and the design. So, Effect Mushroom Manipulator. This, I don't use it that often because I get some weird results. Oh! Ah, yes! Did that do anything? What's all that shit about? What happened there? Ah, nice one. Ah, there we go. That's what I needed. Thank you very much. Thank you for the help there. Fine, you're a wee star. So yeah. Let's see what else we're gonna do. Transgressor 2. Add a bit of that on top, bring this up. Some high end, some bass. Oh Christ, no. Bring that down if anything. No, you know what, just get rid of it. Okay. Then let's try some Sound Toys Phase Mistress thing. Resonance nodes. Okay, decent. Gonna take sense of the harshness of the electrical, adds movement. It does, yeah. I tried to add the movement with the Doppler, and this just kind of goes round and round, and it sounds decent. The other thing I tried to do was, I think I tried this earlier, I don't know if I've done it on the actual stream, but I used one of these H delays. Where is it? Oh my god. Yeah, one of these. Put it like this, have that really delay quite low. Bring that so. I mean, that kind of works as well. Let's see it before and after. Right, so we've got this. Oh, we've got this. It's doing something, but I don't know if it's necessary. What happens if we put these through the chain? A wee bit shade. A wee bit shade. Yeah, I think we've got this now. I think it's sounding decent. Right, back to this. I'll export those and I might use them for one design, maybe tomorrow or something. Right, so what's wrong with this? We've got that boomy sound there. That's not bad. Got that. We got this booster sound. We pitched that up. Let's bring that back down. Let's see. Okay, and then we've got this. Let's pitch that up. I don't know, I'm not keen. Okay, that sounds weird. Listening back. Listen to the first time, it was okay. But now it's shit, so we're getting rid of it. Now we've got all this, we've got this thing here. Yep, that metals is not doing it for me. So we need to get a better one. I don't actually have much in the way of metal sounds, so I do use this Metal Titan thing, because honestly, they just sound so fucking good. Like, see that? Just honestly, so good. Doesn't need to be too loud. We fade on that. Yeah. Nope. Okay. So we need something. We need something else. We're missing something. I suppose it's kind of like a weird jet engine thing, isn't it? Doppler animals. We do need some tonal stuff. So one of these. What? JD wishes. I'm just going to throw a bunch of shit in here and just see what works. Hopefully, I mean, something will work one day. And this is stereo. I might change this to mono. Push that down. Oh! Oh man, I think that sounds so good. So, this thing here, this is just, oh man, I wish I had the project. You know what? I've got the chain for it. I'm going to show you how I've done this. And I just really hope the computer doesn't crash. So we want to add effects chain. I think I saved it as an effects chain. Animal Doppler, or is it the beef sauce? Is it the beef sauce? Or is it the chicken soup? I'm really starting to regret these naming conventions. But at the time, they seemed quite funny. We're going to go for the chicken soup. Let's see. So this has got UBG. So this isn't the one. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. I'm sure it was like a massive patch or something. And like it just... I think it's called nausea. Nausea. Massive X. I'm not sure where it is. No. I know, it was this whole fucking crazy crash. Was it a drag template? Yeah. Hope I've not lost that. That was really good. I did get a new PC recently. So I'm assuming I could have lost it. Yeah, it's looking like it. Ah, it's a shame. Basically a bunch of distortion. And man, I'll need to find it. I'll find it for the next stream. It must be on a hard drive somewhere. Shift, delete, clear it, and insert. Okay. Ah, nice one. Thank you. Okay, so let's just crack on with this. But basically, yeah. It was processed multiple times, this. So we've got the doplet animals. It ended up like one of these. I'll turn it down because it can be quite loud. So it was like one of those, then you drag that back in here, and then you pitch it down even further. Then you get some cool results, and you throw some distortion on that. Then you throw Ubic G on that and do some more processing with that, and a few other things. I think I used Blackbox, Plugin Alliance. I'm not sure who make it. Plugin Alliance, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe they just sell it. Fuck knows. Anyway, so we've got that. That's that. Decent. It doesn't sound like a jetpack, sadly. So we need something else. We're going to see what else I made for the missiles. Underscore. So we've got some debris. We've got some like kind of launch sounds. That's not a launch sound. The flight loops, they could be useful here. To be honest, I'm just going to probably use one of these for the main flight loop itself. It seems a bit of a cop-out, but it's just the same shit over and over. And I've only got like 2 hours, so I want to just get the design done. This is actually a pole position. I mean, one of pole position sounds. It's this snowmobile library that they used with the V2, V1, some sort of rocket in a battlefield game. It's loaded up with like jet sounds, and then you get this cool, like, almost sounds a bit synthy to me. Yeah, I pitched that up. I don't know, I quite like it. It may not work. It may not work here. It definitely doesn't work. Whoops. Okay. This thing here. Nice one. 1 second. Okay, right. So these are some of the sounds I made for the missiles. So you've got the launch, the boost, the loop, and then the explosion. So here's the launch sound. Nothing fancy. We could try using one of these. It's like, because there's loads of like canyons and stuff, so it could be like it takes off, then you've got reflections. This could sound shit, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna use something else. We're gonna use transmod. Overdrive up. Bring this down. Maybe bring this up. Bring this up. It's kind of cool, but it goes on for ages. So we're gonna pitch that back up. And then we've got the main explosion here. So it's kind of like a delay type thing. I think that kind of works. Oh, hello, 10-year-old. I will not swear anymore. Thank you for watching. Okay, so we've got this thing that sounds not so good. So this flight loop, it's got a bit too noise. It's like some Foreman 8 type noise to it. So I'm going to delete that. And we're going to use... We're going to use one of these. This is just kind of like your basic... It's like, I think it's NASA. I think these are all the NASA samples. They just seem to work. And then you use like a transient shaper and just bring it out a little bit. Bring out all the interesting sounds. Right, so let's see what happens here. Now, for me, it doesn't fit the picture. I think there's something going on with it. We could maybe bring this right down in the mix and then take out some of the bass, because maybe that'll help. We'll see. It's kind of loud. Okay, so we've got this weird maneuvering thing here. So we go. It kind of goes from left to right. So we're going to need something for that. I'm thinking this. No, that's super sharp. What? This here. Pro Q3. Bring this way up. Maybe not even. Maybe this has got too much noise in it. But we're going to make this... I'm going to try making this mono. And then just when the guy maneuvers, we're going to just bring up the volume and stuff like that. So initially we're going to have it kind of quiet. So we're going to see... He does a little thing there, but I don't know if... that doesn't care. You can hardly notice it. Damn. Probably should edit this first. And bring it right down. There we go. So that's a little bit of movement. I mean, we might as well cover this bit here while we're at it. Cool. Okay, so let's have a listen to that. We're going to bring that right up. It's too loud, obviously, so I'm just going to bring the clip gain down, like -10. Maybe I should have kept it as like a stereo file. I don't know. We could maybe do something with the panning as well. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would be the best way to do this. The high end, it does sound like really badly EQ'd, you know, it's not got like a really smooth top end to it. So, we're going to use transgressor. Can't go wrong with it. Bring this all the way down, this up, all of this way, way down. Now, I don't know what this is going to do. Oh, right. It makes it sound horrible. So don't do that. Delete that. Just maybe really gentle like that. Okay, right. So, how do we fix this? We use a different track. We use a different source for that. That would be the answer there. But we're going to use Z noise and just go with it. Okay, it's just some really high, like top end stuff that I'm needing, so that's fine. Okay, I think we've got something decent now, so I'm going to save it. Repart media, NESC, new folder, NESC. I think I've got an Anthem redesign. Okay, save. Cool. Right. So that's saved. What is going on here? Right, this explosion, this should be, you know, it's fairly straightforward, just an explosion. The one thing I would like to cover is this kind of, the VFX here. That was kind of cool. So I'm going to do something for that. I want something like a firework. Okay, so anyway. I'm going to just put this here. Get rid of this. Keep that. What? Keep that. It's that Z noise, isn't it? Causes a bit of like delay or something. I'm gonna just do this. Okay. And there's a second one. Happens here. Okay, that's fine. That is going to drive me crazy. I'm going to bypass this chain. I hope I remember to turn it back on. In fact, you know what? I'm going to keep it on. I'm going to mute the whole thing. I'm sick of it. Okay. Nice. So we've got these. Obviously, they're not finished, but I'd also like to add something for the environment itself. So like a feed, like a explosion tail. So I've designed a few of those. What's that? These kind of tails here are really nice. You could always use some transient shaping to bring out the little crackly stuff at the end. Oh, weird stereo image though. Very... No, we're making it mono. I'm going to take the right channel. That seems to have the most interesting stuff. Now for this one. Do we want two of the same? Maybe not. And then we're going to layer it up with this. Put this here. Nah, that's bad. We're not good doing that. What's this one? Now, this probably goes on for too long. We could cut this up, put this here. That's an idea. It's got distortion, doesn't it? We'll try it. No, I don't need it. Use one of these. These are things I've designed already. Not just from some random library. Maybe some like lasery sounds could work. Crop it like that. It just looks like a kind of standard explosion. No, we'll keep it basic. Maybe the tail should be stereo, you know, it gives it some space. Right, let's just quickly try that. Let's just try a stereo tail. Okay, I'm not going to use this one, but I just want to see if it's going to work. Right now, we don't need this. We don't need that thing at the start because it sounds like a gunshot. Was it? Yeah, it's a gunshot. But we'll just use this. Okay, and then by the time this one comes in, we want this to basically be gone. So I'll do a bit of this. Yeah, this one. Delete that transient. You can keep it. It adds a bit of something to the sound, but I'm not going to bother. Is that a third one? Oh, sneaky. Right, let's just... Same kind of thing here then. We want this to fade out pretty quick. And then this one comes in. On its own, I think it would sound kind of weird, but in the mix, you know, it sounds... It works. That's it. Cool, no problem. Let's see. That sounds pretty badass. Maybe we could keep this one here. And that kind of goes on forever. Well, not forever. Until it hits the water. Cool. A wee bit loud. Wee bit. Then I've got all these things here. We could try one of these. Yeah. Yep. Nah, standard explosion, I think. I think that's the way to do it. One of these. We've got the punch. It sounds kind of bassy, but it's not. It's not really. And you've got the crackly sound. And then you've got the tail. That's a bit loud. So we just need something for the kind of bassy hit. So we'll use one of these. Didn't work. So the whole thing, here's what we've got. Oh wait, I need to unmute this. Cool. Sounding pretty decent. So you need like a splashy sound. I'm going to just add the splash now. We can always change it later. It's obviously nowhere near done, the whole design. I just want something, just kind of placeholder. So I'm going to go to the database here, type in splash, see what we've got. Okay, one of these. So the idea behind this one here is you can just kind of hear the water as you get close to it. Just, I don't know, try it out. Not much splashy stuff there. The most underwhelming splash ever. Maybe we should keep it. Right, let's keep looking. Although I kind of want to keep it like that because that's pretty funny. Just bring it way up. Okay. One of these. Pitch that down. Bring it up. Oh, this is going to be a rough one. So we got the splash. Obviously, there's no real base to that and no punchiness. Let's see. What else could we layer that up with? I think something like an explosion. I know I always use the explosions, but they do work. If you think of them more as like layers and textures as opposed to an explosion, I think that's the way to do it. So back to here. One of these. Put this here, and we'll just see what happens. This might be a tricky sound to design, or more difficult than I thought it was going to be. You think it's going to be easy. It ends up taking ages. So one of these. And then on this whole thing here, I'm going to group this. What's this? Oh, shit, I've done this in the wrong layer. Bring that to here, add a new layer. Group all of this, and we're going to put this through a filter freak. I don't use filter freak that often, really, but for this I think it's going to be kind of cool. Use one of these, and then so this. And then kind of add the impact here. I almost And I don't want. I'm gonna get rid of that because that's stupid. Lock this a little bit. Sounds a bit weird. I think it's been pitched down a little bit too much. Also fade that in. And then I've got an idea here. I'm going to use some of the neutron stuff that I've recorded. Okay, that sounds cool. Drag this over. What's the bit that we want? This bit here. It's kind of quiet. I've not done much processing on this. So I think we'll use an L1. Do this. Maybe that's too much. That sounds cool, but the problem is I think it's going to clash with a bunch of shit here, like this water. So we're going to need to do some EQ in there and make it stand out a bit more. So, filler freak, fab filler, use some EQ, bring that up. A lot going on in the mids, it's just a really kind of noisy sound. We could try and actually use some voice denoise. Now you've got two choices here. I mentioned this last night as well. You've got spectral denoise and you've got voice. Spectral seems to just take all the top end off. It's not always what you want. So I generally go for the voice. And something like that. That sounds decent. I mean, you could spend ages trying to mess with it, but I think that's fine. Bring this out. Nope. Undo. And then let's just see the EQ here. We're going to make this dynamic. Bring that way down. 200 Hertz, I think, and that's what we want to get rid of. All this kind of basic stuff, and the really top end, we'll just bring a bit of that down. Make dynamic. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we're still losing all of that. This could be too basic. Do something like that. So it's just one of those sounds that just never works. Okay, right, what we're going to do is we're going to try and compress it. So I normally just go for the C1 compressor just because it seems to work fine. Bring the attack up. Right, we need to draw some automation. And that's stereo. We don't need that to be stereo. We're going to just use the left channel. God damn, it does sound so shit though. No, I don't think that's going to work. I've got another idea. You could just use an EQ for this. It really doesn't matter. I'm only bringing the filter down. We do need some like underwater sound. I'm going to use like a normal water sound and just process it. That shouldn't be too tricky. Okay. That one did work. This could be one of the layers here. Bring that up. So we could keep that filter going down for as far as he goes down. Stops like there. And then the further down he goes, maybe we could add some extra layers here. What could we add? Or we could take away some layers. Could take away this top end one here. Like so. Not completely, but just kind of like that. Okay. Push that down even further. I'm going to try something here. So I've got these sounds recorded with the Sanken C100K. So I'm going to layer this up here and then process it. So it is an electrical sound. I think it could be interesting. This sound here. Actually a server I recorded. So I'm going to pitch it down by tons and then bring this to here. Do that. It's mono, of course, but it's the same thing for the whole recording. So we can just pitch it left and right. Pitch it all the way down and then pan it left and right. Then it should sound decent. Which it does. Then we're going to group this separately. Put this one here. Solo that. Bring this up. Add some. I want to use this space grain thing, but I don't think I've got the hang of it yet. Like, I'm not sure. No, I don't think that's what we want. We do want some Doppler. Bring that up here, bring the mix down. I'm going to compress it. Okay, and that sounds fucking dreadful. Do this. Go. Pitch. We're going to bring the pitch down because you can hear it just stays constant for the whole thing basically. So we're going to just pitch that down a touch. Same with these. We could group these. Oh no. Group these, then I think we can pitch them together. Oh, fuck. Right, we can't pitch them together. So we're going to do it on a plugin. Bring in some kind of sub bass thing here. If you've got any questions about why I'm doing this, just post in the chat and I'll read it. I'll get to it eventually. Because it might seem kind of weird about all these things I'm doing for underwater, but I just kind of want to add some detail to it. Okay, right, from the start. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Obviously, there's a lot of flaws here with the jetpack thing, and we need more tonal stuff going on. There's not much. Yeah, there's just not much tonal stuff. There's a lot of explosions, but we need to layer that up. So let's do a bit of that. Where do we start? Let's see. Okay. So for the tonal stuff, it's quite good to use the Doppler animals. They add some interesting textures. Something like that. That didn't work. There is some like gunshots there that I've just noticed. I thought I don't know what I thought that was. So maybe it's some like whiz-bys or something? I don't know if I've even got that. I do. I was lucky. So these can be mono. So I'm basically just going to cut these up and then make them really short and punchy. They don't need to be the exact same length. Oh shit. They don't need to be the exact same length, just kind of roughly would be fine. And then we're going to EQ them so they just sound, so you've just got the high end. But I'm not really sure for the position. There seems to be a fair few. We can always duplicate them and stuff like that. Okay. Right, so I'm making a track, put that on there. Maybe another new track, do a bit of this. Then I'm going to just group them all to this track here. I'm going to add a wee bit of the EQ. Take away that bottom end completely. Maybe boost the high end kind of as they get loud, so make it dynamic. As the volume rises, so does the high end stuff. And then I'm just going to bring this group down by like 10, just for now, until we've got a plan for it. Right, way too slow. Every single one of them. Way too slow. So they come in about here. This is just rough. I don't think you need to, you don't need to do this exact. That last one was shit. Okay. There you go, you got the whiz-bangs. Tell you what, that does add quite a lot. Sounds pretty cool. Let's bring this up. I feel like we're missing some sort of layers here. We do need the environment layer. Okay, so that's the other thing we're going to add here, is the wind. So I need to copy that thing from chat because I cannot remember the name of it. Copy that. Or I'll just type in blustery. Yes, that's what you want. What's that? BBC. There we go. I'm going to pitch this up. I'm going to pitch it down. No, I'm going to leave it the way it was. Let's have a listen. Now this can sound proper shite. So what we need to do is use a bit of the Z noise. Take away that. I'm going to compress it to bits. What the f is that? There's that. I'm going to add the C1 compressor. And I really want to do that thing where it like messes shit up. I don't know the technical term for it. That's what you want. Kind of had that already, didn't it? Okay, yeah, that'll do. Pro Q3, bit of this. We want the high end because all of this shit's quite punchy, but there's not much high end. So we're going to make it dynamic. I wonder if you can make it look more sensitive. Yes, we can. And we're going to bump this up. Maybe not quite 8K. Maybe 6. Okay. Here we go. Tell you what, it's almost good. It's shit, but it's almost good. So we're going to use boom recenter. We're going to mono everything below that, bring the width down. See, I think this is going to get messy. Let's just have a listen. Maybe it was just too loud, but the left and right were doing some crazy shit, and I don't think it fits. That sub hit is not working for me at all. Yeah, let's pitch it down. Let's see what that does. Not bad. I'm really liking these whiz-bangs. Is there any more? There is a cheeky wee explosion there. See that? We're not covering that. If we did cover that, I'm not doing it because it's laziness, but if I did cover that, it would clash completely with the water splash thing, which is not done yet. It's not done. It's annoyingly difficult to do this. I'm not sure why. It's tricky. It's fish there. Do we want to add something for the fish? Let's add something for the fish. Come on. Oh, that's nice. That BBC sound ideas, okay. Let's use that here. It sounds quite, sounds like it's a bit much, but in the mix, will it work? Certainly not. Get rid of that straight away. Lucasfilm wins. Nice. Don't like it. This splashy thing's annoying me the most. You think that'd be kind of like punchy hit, then splash, and job done, but no, sadly not. So we could try something else. What could we try? If I was doing this by myself, I'd probably try and combine a water splash with an explosion, bounce that down, process it, bounce it down, process it again, import it, and then maybe that would work. But I don't want to spend all the time doing that and then it not working in the end, because that would be pretty boring. So we're just going to keep layering shit up till it works. I mean, we've got to get it eventually. Right, let's use this. Right, this punch isn't working at all. It's pitched down too much. There's too many layers going on here. There's something like causing the problem here. Hold on a wee second. It's just not doing it for me. This is the time where you need to just strip back all the layers and just see what's working and what isn't. This is up by 20 dB. That's probably part of the problem. I'm going to just bring up this and we're going to just see what kind of frequencies we're at. See, that's exactly where the punch is. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to do this. Nope, that's the wrong one. Pro Q3. I'm going to bring this down at about 125, 130. And that should make some space for this. I'm going to bring these all down a touch. We've got these things here. We want to fade that right in like so. I mean, obviously the sound is wrong, but I want to get the kind of the impact. I want to get something for that, and then we can worry about the thing. Maybe it needs to be further this way. We don't need that initial punch there. I'm going to go to my design library and use this. And pitch that down. So we do a wee bit of this. We will need to, like, you know, do the filter thing for this. But let's just see if we can get it sounding decent without all of that. Okay, so no, still not got it. What could work? What kind of sound would work here? Obviously a splash, but we want it to sound a bit over the top. A dolphin, that'd be fitting. That is terrifying. I'm not using that. Maybe one of these and it just like... Yeah, there we go. But it needs to go on for longer, so we're going to use... one of these. Yeah, there we go. Right. Let's have a listen. That is so shit. No, we've got too much bass on the go here. So. I think that could work. One of these high-end things is not sounding the best. What's this again? Cut that up. Made it up. It needs some high-end stuff. Let's go to the shimmer library. And that way down. You don't. That doesn't need to be loud. This top end low. Something like that would probably be fine. It does sound a bit out of place at the moment, but we're not actually done with the sound. Sadly, this is taking longer than I would have liked. I'm gonna do this. How much can we stretch this by? But without it sounding shit. Nope. Bring this bassy thing in a little bit quicker. Kind of sounds a bit underwatery. Bring this in a little bit. I think we're getting the water too soon. What about big splash? Not much designed water sounds. Maybe that'll be the next library I make. What have we got here? Got some trees on the side there. Let's get something for the trees. Let's not. I don't think it needs it. I think we'll focus on the big stuff first. What else are we missing here? I don't like this one. That doesn't work for me. Oh, fuck. That's cool. That we cropped it a bit short there. Let's use this. Take that out. Cool, that's sounding decent. Let's have a listen to this one. We need to jazz up the jetpacks. We kind of need to jazz up the whole thing. Let's have a look. The jetpacks are kind of underwhelming at the moment. I'm not sure what we really want for that. So there's a lot of noise there, but I think it's this. Bring that way down. I suppose if this was in game though, you wouldn't really want to hear. You wouldn't want it to be too loud. It would drive you crazy. Okay. Get rid of that. What was that? Something just cut off there. What was that? Oh, it's his ambience, isn't it? So as he starts like descending here, we're gonna do another like boost type sound. So like kind of here. Save that. Something like this. Oh shit, I might have cropped it too soon. Is it really going to stand out in amongst all the explosions? I don't think so. Especially not something like this. You need to be super high end. This sounds like one of the whiz bangs. I think if we bring this in after the explosion. Let's just hear these two. Okay, not bad. We could probably do something about these transients. Let's boost them up a touch. Transgressor, continue the trial. Proper high-end stuff here. Boost on the EQ here. And the sustain. It does get too loud, so we will add one of these. Something like that. I'm going to look for some kind of jet sound in the library. I haven't recorded any yet, so this will need to be a library sound. Unfortunately, I just want some really high-end. Not one of these. Don't know if these are going to work. Very settled house. What's the jet called? Is it an F-18 or F-16? I don't even know. Jet. In fact, I think Boom's got some. Boom library. I think it's just called Jet. Jet flyby. Something like that could work. This still sounds terrible. I don't know about this bit here. Is this? Finish the song. Okay, magic. Right, yeah. So this bit here sounds a bit shit. We're gonna crop this, bring this back a touch. Maybe this isn't such a good idea, this bit here. We got, everything's too bassy. Let's solo this, let's listen here. These aren't the worst layers. What doesn't work? It's this. That doesn't work. This is a bassy thing here, delete that. We want to stop pretty quick here. tricky one. I mean, we could just process splash sound. That could work. Maybe that'd be the easiest way. Okay, so we'll go PSE database, splash, hopefully find something pretty decent. I bet something like this would work. It's got the high end in it. We can pitch it down a touch. We can process it. We will add. I don't want to add our base. I think that'll mess it up. It won't sound good. It'll sound good as on its own, but once we mix it with everything else, it'll sound a bit shit. Right, here we go. Right, I'm going to just skip past all the sound idea stuff. Let's just get through that. Christ. That's a bit slushy, this one, I don't think. Yeah, not bad. This one here. And then I'm going to try something. I never usually do this, but I'm going to try and just make this the basic layer. There's just a punch and then nothing. I don't think that's going to work for us. So instead, what I'm going to do... What am I going to do? Let me just think for a second. We're going to have transient designer. We're going to bring the attack up, bring the sustain down, go back to here, up filter Pro Q3, do this, set the shape to low high cut, take away the top end. So we want the movement, but we just want the basic movement. Go back to here, open up plugin alliance, open up sub filter here, just a touch. You can really overdo it with this thing. Bring the gain down, go back to here, native instruments, transient master, sustain down, do a bit of that. Then I'm going to use Valhalla, shimmer, size down, that thing down, this on dark, pitch mode, bypass that, medium, diffusion like that. Okay, that's kind of what I want. That's what I want so far. So that's decent. And then we're going to add some bass to this. We could do it here. We could just bring this up to 0. And then boost this, bring this down. But you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to use R bass. Where is it? R bass. Bring this down. We don't want to go too low with it. I might actually put the EQ at the bottom. And then do some of this. Oh shit. So we've got some base there. I don't think that's quite as much as I was hoping for. Take off that. And sustain up. Oh, this is weird. Transit master. Yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I'm alt-tabbing every time I want to look at the chat. Extensions for overlays. I'd like to get the overlay thing set up, but I don't know how you do it. I'm going to look into that. I'll try it. You'll help me. It would be much appreciated. I'm actually recording this, so it'll be up on the thing once it's done. There's a lot of just pissing about because it's quite difficult to find some of the samples, and it's taken longer than I would have liked. But yeah, let's just carry on. I'll alt-tab when I want to check this. It'll be like 5 minutes. So we're going to just do a wee bit of this. Bring this down. This might not work because it might be, you've got the base here, and you've also got the base here, and they overlap. Well, they don't overlap, but it just lasts too long. So something we could do is we could automate this. Oh my goodness. And make it go like that. So let's have a listen. Still, it's nothing fancy, is it? You got the bass, but it's not got the punch. Attack. Up, sustain, down. That could be enough. Let's just double check. Let's see what this is. So yeah, there's your high end there. I could bring this like so. Fade it in. Still. I've got my phone here, but I've not got the Twitch app installed. I'll play it from the beginning, just in case anyone hasn't heard it. Basically, the problem part, this part's given us a ton of fucking issues. But yeah, here it is from the beginning. So that's what we've got so far. But this splash thing here, this could be jazzed up. I think the jetpack could be jazzed up. Some of the explosions are not too bad, so I'm happy with them. But this bit, there's just nothing fancy about it. Hold on a second. All right. Great sounds. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll show you the water thing again because I've done that a while ago. So here's the water layer. Well, there's a few things going on here, but as you go deeper in the water, you get some of these. So it's just some high end. I know there's not really much high end underwater, but it does kind of sound cool. And this sample originally is... Oh, maybe I can... It's a server unit. It started off live as a server unit and it's pitched all the way down. I'd love to see some source design in the future. Yep, I can do that. If you've got any ideas for things you want to see, let me know. But yeah, this thing here, this is a server unit. I'll show you the original. I think it's this one. Recorded with the Sankins. Obviously the Sankin's mono, so we need to put this here and pan it left and right. Then there's a bit of processing. No. Yes? Oh yeah, this is just to pitch it down. Because I didn't want to do left and right. We've got some filter freak there on the top end. And it just opens up the further down you go. A little bit of compression, and then the Doppler. The Doppler's not, going mad left to right. It's just giving it just a little bit of movement, because it's fairly static. I mean, nothing sexy about that. Okay, then the whole thing here, the whole splashy thing, is going through this, which is, honestly, you could do this with just an EQ. It's just the filters, like... Nothing fancy. I should do like a little UI sound for that. I've got a lot of them good to go. Yeah, filter freaks, yes. I've used it quite a lot in this design, and same with the design yesterday. And basically all of them. All the designs I've done recently, I've been using filter freak. The reason is the library is more geared towards this kind of design, and I know I can just use filter freak and kind of jazz it up a little bit. I don't want to go through the PSC libraries or anything and just sit for 5 hours dragging and dropping samples. I'd rather just use the sounds that I've made, which is all of these apart from the top two. Yeah, I'd rather just use my samples here. That way, if anyone does have any questions about how I designed the sounds, I can just say, like, we'll go through it because I've got the project. So, yes. It's probably worth getting, Filter Freak. I'd definitely recommend it. Weird textures, whooshes, Doppler animals, explosions, all of it sounds great. I can make videos on all of this stuff. Yep. I made a lot of sounds with synths as well, if that interests anyone. So some of the synthy stuff here is like this. So we've got stuff like that. Not everybody uses synths. Some people just go to libraries, but I always just make it myself. I just prefer it. So I've got these things here. It's so simple to make it, but it works quite well as a layer. What else have we got? There's a lot of duds in this. A lot of stuff doesn't sound that good. But it can all work as layers. Like that. That would never work on its own, but you could add it to something. So then we've got the whooshes here. And this whole library is made from just these things put through Dopplers and random effects. And then we've got the animal Dopplers here. I went through this yesterday, so I'm just going to give a quick overview of it. So this is just Dopplered animals. Nothing fancy. And then if we go to the whoosh library here, there's a bit more of that. So we've got things like this and this. That seems to be pretty decent. Any good tutorials on Filter Freak? No, there's none. I've looked for ages and I cannot find anything. There's a lot of Filter Freak tutorials for like music and stuff like that. If it's something you're interested in, I can just put one together and I'll just show you what I would normally do. Yeah. That's something you'd like. Yep, cool. Yeah, I'll put a video together for that. But generally, what I would do is you don't need to do much. Let's see what we've got. What would I normally do? Let's use one of these. So we could use something like this. It goes left to right. Obviously, it's got a Doppler on it. So we take that off. We just want a mono file here. Open up this, find Filter Freak 1. So the general idea behind Filter Freak, or the way I usually use it, is I bring the modulation up, frequency down, resonance up a touch. Something you can mess with these if you want. Threshold, gain, attack down a wee bit, release up. And then it's these analog styles. So that they can add some kind of interesting distortion to the sounds. I mean, it sounds a bit weird there, but in the mix, it does sound pretty decent. That's what I've done for all these explosions. It's just Filter Freak. Filter Freak and transient processing. Those are the two big things. Okay. Okay. So, what do we do next? This will make more sense once I have the plugin. Definitely. Yep. Definitely. All the SoundTiles stuff is pretty good. Like you could use Crystallizer to make UI sounds and things like that. So it's probably worth getting the whole thing. It can be quite expensive, so maybe wait for like sales and stuff like that. All these UI sounds that I've made, well, not all of them, but a lot of it's like Crystallizer. UI source, yeah, Crystallizer. These are quite old, actually. Like this stuff, this is all just Crystallizer. Oof, a bit loud. You got these kind of looping things. Oh, Crystallizer makes sounds like that. Okay, let's see if I can just do something. I could try and show you what I would do. I'm not even sure what the source is for this. I don't have the project anymore because it's so old. I'll just load up something here. Let's see. I want something kind of short. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Let's use this. Okay. Bring this up to here. So all we do, I've not done this in ages. So I've not worked on any UI sounds in quite a while. So bring the mix up, pitch up, this, doop, doop. That's a shit source. I just need even like a sine wave or like a square wave or something would work. The choice of source here is not excellent. Modulate sine. Okay, let's try this. So what we've done is drag this to here, solo this. I don't know, like there must be an easier way of doing this, but I've always just actually recorded it onto another track. Cool, that'll do. Drag this to here. We don't need this tracking. Do we? No, we don't. So we delete this track here. Go up. And do a bit of this. I'll drag it in. So it's just something like that. Any other sound ties favorites other than Decapitator? Sound ties. Phase Mistress is quite good. And Radiator when I remember to use it. And Tremolator. Tremolator is the other one. Yep, I use this quite a bit. But yeah, that's kind of how I would make UI sounds. Like, I don't know, mess about with that. You can get some cool results. Right, anyway, let's see what we've got here. Okay, this is turning out to be quite difficult. I thought, quick explosion here, explosion, 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 water splash, done. I thought it'd be done in 10 minutes. Here we are. How long have we been at this for? 2.5 hours. Here we go. I'm kind of happy with it. The splash is a bit shit, but other than that, it's not that bad. It feels empty, and I think the reason it feels empty is because. Alright, let's see. Right, so you've got all this shit here. You've got you got a guy. He's just flying through the air. We could do things like kind of watery sounds. So when he's flying over the water, just to give an impression that water's there. We could also do some more nature sound. But a good way to approach this would be like there's different layers. So you want kind of close, medium, and far for the ambiances. I think that would work in this case. So the upfront stuff, the big stuff's covered, but if you've only covered the big stuff and not the background, it'll always sound weird. You'll never really know why it sounds weird, but it's because you're missing the ambiances. So what you want is maybe some wind samples here. So we've got that covered. Now that's not really doing much. So we would want to kind of modulate that in some way. we could look at maybe the movement and kind of copy the movement. We could look at the height of the player. So as he comes further down, we could boost the volume or bring the volume down. We could have separate layers for like a wispy wind at the top. Then we've got this thing here, which is honestly, it's just like pure noise. It's never going to work. All that's going to do is make the mix sound god awful. I know some people say never denoise your ambiences, and it's kind of true to a point. If you've got one really nice ambience, I wouldn't bother denoising it. But if you're actually stacking these up, and they've all got a little bit of noise, you're going to end up with quite a lot of noise. So it's good to just kind of think of why you're using the sound, and like what it's bringing to the overall design. And then we've got this guy here. And this is birds. This is all just temp stuff I put in at the start. I don't want anyone to think that this is final design. I'll probably do this in my own time just to add a bit more detail. But yeah, close, medium, and far. You could have the close wind sounds, the medium kind of forest sounds with some kind of wispy wind. Then for the distant stuff, maybe some. I mean, it's a bit of a sci-fi game. There is animals in this game, like weird creatures. So you could do something like that and have that pushed way in the background, or like something like this, just to give it some interest. The explosion design part. Okay, I'll show you how I've done that. You could watch it on demand, but like I'll just go over it now. So what we've got here is these layers. This is one of the explosions. Now you hear it kind of ducks down pretty quick there, and that's because another explosion comes in straight away. And to be honest with you, this goes on too long as well. So we could do something like this. Okay, so what we do there is we just layered a bunch of sounds. Now I've designed these already. So you could do it all in the one project, but then what's going to happen is you're going to have hundreds of tracks, and it's going to be, it's like 10 tracks for an explosion. It's just going to stack up and it's going to be messy. So the trick is to like make the source stuff in a separate project, like I do here. Like, so I've been working on this electricity stuff with help from Barney. I've been working on that in a separate project. So that'll get bounced down and that'll go in its own library. So we've got this here. We've got a tail sound. Now I've designed all of these sounds. These are all my own kind of things. This rifle. Sounds pretty decent. Then what this is, it's just like some, what is it? It's like crunchy rock sounds just through a Doppler, then imported back into a session, then put Filter Freak on it. And then you've got this. This is a recording I made, then processed with Transgressor 2, and it really brings out those like transients in the tail, so that sounds kind of cool. And then we've got this, and that is like a really distorted explosion. It's hard to find stuff like that in the library, but in the libraries, but I'm sure there's something out there you could use. I think I recorded this explosion myself. And then it's just transient shapers and filter freak. And now we got this one. This is a whole separate design. So this is some of the missile sounds in Star Citizen. These are the designs I made for them. So I've cut them up and done a bit of this. Yeah, just cut it up and basically messed about with it. And the trick to the explosions is like, don't worry, you don't want something that's like, right, let me show you. Let me show you something I would definitely not use. I think it sounds good, but I wouldn't use it for this thing here. And that is the recorders. These are fucking fantastic recordings, but they're not going to work for this. Like something like this. Yeah, there's no way that's gonna work. That could work. No, it's not gonna work because the tail's too long. There's too much of a like initial thing here. This goes on for too long. The trick is when there's loads of stuff happening on the scene, in the scene, you want to just have it like short and punchy. So you could technically do like something like this, and then you could crop that here, bring this down, and then go to transgressor or whatever transit. I'm still doing the thing with this. I'm doing the trial. I'm buying it in a few days. Before anyone asks, I do not steal plugins. See, and you get those like poppy things in the background. We can turn this retrigger down, which will give us more of that. Bump this up and bring sustain down. And it's too loud, so it's fucking clipped. Ah, right. So something like that could potentially work. Christ. But for me, I'm probably not gonna use it. I like them kind of like the punchy explosions. Now, the one thing I've not used here is reverb. That could be a good idea. Maybe add some reverb to this. I've not really got any good reverb units at the moment. I quite like the impulse response stuff, but I'm just going to use Pro R. Right, so let's see. Let's just have a look at the presets. Maybe they've got something suitable for like outdoor, except, well, I really doubt it. Large. Yeah, okay. No, that's not working. Yeah, doesn't need it. Sounds fine. No, it doesn't need it. Okay, so that's sounding kind of cool. So one of the problems I'm having here is because of the stream, I don't want to absolutely deafen anyone, so I put this limiter on the master group here. So then I've done this. This just sounds pretty decent. And pitch it up and see what happens. And that sounded better like that. So I want to try one of these. I tried one earlier and it didn't work, but I think if I don't put it on the master group, we'll be fine. No, it don't work. Not bad. Not bad. These are pretty cool. Oh. Okay, so let's check it out. Maybe we could add some high end there, like it kind of creeps in towards the end. Just for fun. That sounds a bit too Nintendo kind of thing, so we're gonna just do this. Ah shit, wrong group. Still in the group? Really not. That was a bit shite. Maybe I use it. No, no use. So what do you call those, like, we need something for the underwater jetpack thing. There is a thing that exists. What do you call it? It kind of propels you through the water. What's the name of those? Let's go for underwater. Oh, nice. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. Combustion. And this is recorded at 192. So this should work quite nicely. I'm just going to put that here. What's this? Okay. Oop. And this. Splash. So I'm probably going to crop the clip. Crop it about here. Yep. I was going to do all of this, and then he actually comes out of the water. That'd have been cool, but I've not got time. Tragic. That's some of these. I don't think you just want an explosion coming from nowhere. Add some of that. Then I'm going to add some like distant gunfire. And then probably call it a day there. I think the jetpack could be improved, but for now I think that's decent. So we're going to look at distance. Shit. Nice one. Catch you later, Ryan. Thanks for joining the stream. Right, let's have a look at this. So this is all the kind of artillery or gunshots, and then they kind of whiz by into the explosions, and then the bullet whiz bys as well. A wee bit quiet. No, they don't work at all. I think it's because you can't see it. It's hard to like associate the sound with something if you can't even see it. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Cool. Right, I think I'm going to just call it a day there then. I'll show you the final thing. Yeah, let's have a listen to it. I might do this in my spare time and just clean up the ambiances because it's not going to make for, it's not going to be interesting to watch. And then I'll just play through the whole thing here. Right. Cool. That's all we got. Right, so I'll probably be back on like tomorrow with another stream. If you have any videos you want me to redesign, send them over and I'll get on it. Right, goodbye.